I don't know. Not sure what happened to Wayne.
Wayne quit.
Yeah.
He's nervous.
He was. He talked to me earlier, so he was pretty nervous about the whole thing.
Are you serious?
No.
He's nervous what David and I are going to say.
All right. Well, welcome to the Whole Story Podcast. My name is Jonathan, hanging out with my buddy to the, that way, Robby Woodard. If you're here on YouTube, you're going to see three friendly faces that hopefully we can keep it under control, but it should be a good time. Of course, we just love telling golf stories. So if you're interested in telling some of your own, you can go to bestball.com, and we've got some things that can help commemorate. We're going to be launching a new section on there that if you're doing a tournament of some kind, Vanna White, if you'd like to show us the tournament that's happening next week, we've got a way.
Wayne decided not to play in it, but we got some commemorative things there to give to our champions. So
I sent a check.
You did send a check. So that's like second place.
If you buy enough bogey balls, then maybe you can win one of those grand prizes. Put it up on your bragging rights. So obviously over the weekend, we had the Wells Fargo come up. Wyndham Clark decided to take a win, which I don't know if anybody dug into his history. He doesn't win a whole lot, but he did this time. So kind of goes to what Matt was talking about last week, how deep and difficult it is to win a champion, any type of tour event. So do you have any favorite hole shot that you got to see? Any highlights from the weekend?
No, I saw one comment that I think the biggest prize or payday he had before yesterday was about 400-something thousand, which, that's a pretty good day's work. And then he got 3-point-something million yesterday. So quite the difference. Good time to win one on an elevated weekend.
Yeah, he had a decent year so far. He's obviously missed the cut like people do, like I would every time. But he had a couple. I think he tied for 10th once, came in 6th here or there. But I think he's since 2017. So I guess at some point your wife says, I guess you can keep playing golf as a professional now. So, well, I'm going to hand it off to Robby to introduce our guest. And like I said, Robby and I have been talking about this week if it's going to be like herding cats, mainly just Wayne. I don't know David or Marcus, so hopefully they can keep this under control for us. Go ahead,
Wayne has told many stories about playing with these guys, and so actually, Wayne, I've known Wayne for a long time. I appreciate you doing this. Wayne said, "Hey, I got some ideas for your podcast. We need to get David and Marcus on here," and I said, "We can do it, but you have to be on there as well, so that you can hear them making fun of you." But anyway, Wayne, why don't you introduce your friends here and just kind of tell us how you guys met, how long you've been playing golf, kind of what y'all's golfing history is together, and then we'll just ask some questions and let it roll.
Yeah, Robby, thanks. So David Gant lives up outside of Philadelphia. He is originally from Sumter, and Marcus Howell is also originally from Sumter. They've been friends since they were in the 4th or 5th grade. And so Marcus and I met here at Carolina. He lived in Columbia while I was in school, and that's how we all hooked up. And we've been playing golf together for, I'm going to say 28-ish years. We probably have more stories that can't be told than stories that can be told. Most of what we do is play and then sit in a clubhouse somewhere and fight over who owes who what and why and who cheated. And so it's generally a lot more controversy than there ought to be, but that's just kind of how we roll. So I thought these two guys had been to Pebble recently and took a 50th birthday trip. And I just thought it'd be fascinating to hear some from them about their impressions out there. And they're always entertaining for sure.
Yeah, man, we got two Sumter guys, an Orangeburg guy, and some others. So we appreciate y'all being here. Wayne, before we get on the Pebble trip, and we definitely want to hear about that. Jonathan and I both have unique perspectives of a great shot that you hit. I think Jonathan mentioned he was in your group at River's Edge that day. I was in the 9th fairway. All of a sudden, hear this hooping and hollering, some guy up there flapping his arm, running around, and we knew that somebody had hit a hole in one. But Wayne, we want to hear River's Edge, hole number 6, I believe. Tell us that story about your hole in one real quick. Paint the picture of what happened.
It's actually hole number 5. And the reason I know this is because I'm looking back at a plaque that Myrtle Beach Golf Holiday sent me. And I took a lot of grief and still take a lot of grief for my distance. It ain't what it used to be, but the plaque says I hit a 6-iron from 128 yards, which is great. But yeah, Jonathan, I had forgotten who was in the group. I just remember the whole thing being surreal.
I think I was one behind because I was on the green watching you throw things from down on the tee box.
I remember Andrew Mathias maybe being in the group, but anyway, I remember, and you correct me if I'm completely wrong and my memory's no good, but I remember it was about 35 degrees.
Yeah.
It was sleeting sideways at times. And then the other thing I remember was, and this makes the story better, and maybe this is not completely accurate, but the way I tell the story is the old gentleman who was taking up money on the tee box, I always tell people he was from the Prostate Cancer Society, and he wanted $10 or $20. You hit it in, you get a sleeve of top, hit on the green, you get a sleeve of top flights, you hit it in the hole. It was something like a week-long trip to Vegas and $5,000 credit in the pro shop. I hit it straight in the hole and felt like I had the prostate exam after I hit the shot. And I remember the grief that everybody in the group gave me. It was like 44 of us, and everybody gave me so much grief about having not paid the old Prostate Cancer Society guy, at which point nobody had paid the Prostate Cancer Society guy. Nobody had played his game. And so, but that was a fun day. Certainly the most memorable shot I had ever hit. I've had one more since that. But just a ton of fun to be there with a bunch of people. That was what was cool about it. It was 40, 45 of us. And then to go in the clubhouse afterwards and celebrate, just a ton of fun. You can't put a price tag on that sort of fun.
I don't know where this falls in on the timeline, but you also hit a hole in 3. You had a first ball out of bounds. Was that at Farmstead?
I believe it was. And that was probably the best shot I had ever. I think that one was like 185 or something.
You snap hook your tee shot out of bounds and re-tees.
Yes. Did you hit driver?
And drive. And nailed it in there. And it was a sprint. It was a sprint to the hole. Wayne can't run fast, but he ran fast that day.
I can outrun you.
Doubt it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I don't know if anybody paid it because nobody thought in the 30-something degree weather anybody would be able to hit it there. So
it was cold. It was cold. And thank you for making me tell that story. And I hope that you get a chance to hear another River's Edge story before we're done today.
Okay. Oh yeah. I've heard that. I will ask a question that will hopefully lead to maybe something like that. So David and Marcus, you guys just went out west, 50th birthday celebration. Wayne said y'all went out there. I did not hear that he was there with you. So maybe y'all chose not to invite him, but just tell us a little bit about that. Tell us what y'all did and where you played and how that experience was.
I'll let Marcus start it off, but before that, he was invited. We invited other people to come. We made our tee times and we said, anybody who wants to come can come. But the tee times were out there a year in advance. And, Wayne chose not to do that. So, yeah, I want to get that out of the way. So go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah. So I turned 50 in August of last year. David turned 50 in September. David and I have been friends for a long, long time, grew up together. I mean, David was always at our house. I mean, he was part of the family. So, and David and I talk about every day. I mean, we're tight. And, so with us turning 50, we're like, hey man, we got to do something. Like, what are we going to do? And Dave was like, well, why don't we go to Pebble? And I was like, okay, all right. And so we started looking into it and we planned this thing like 16 months in advance. Booked the hotel, went ahead and got the tee times. David took care of all that. They told us what time they thought we needed to tee off because of the marine layer and all that stuff. And we went, I guess it was, what was it, David? 2 weeks after the Pro-Am?
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 weeks after the Pro-Am. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were, watching, seeing what they were wearing. We knew the course would be in great shape. And so we fly out on that Wednesday. Thursday, we played a course called Bayonet. There's 2 courses there. It's called Bayonet Black. That was kind of our warm up course or warm up rounds, and then we played Spyglass on Friday, and then we played Pebble on Saturday. And the part you can't plan for was like that was the coldest it's ever been in California. It was snowing. I don't know if y'all remember all the rain and the wind, but it was probably not the best time to be there. But actually, our Pebble Day turned out to be phenomenal. I mean,
In fairness, the Pebble Day was blue skies, and
yeah,
it was phenomenal.
yeah. We found out like our first round of golf, we experienced all 4 seasons. I mean, it went from, we got there early. We were like, hey, we're staying in this hotel. And then that day we were moving to Spanish Bay to stay. And so we left our hotel and figured we just get out there, and there was not a soul there. They were having some kind of tournament, and then they lost some trees. They had limbs down. I mean, it was pretty bad. And we teed off, and we didn't see anybody till we got to 10. And then we didn't see anybody after that till we got to 18. So, but it was cold, and then it was windy, and then it was cold and windy, and then it was rainy and windy. But it would only last about 3 or 4 minutes, and then it would change. So it was fun.
That's awesome. What else did y'all do while you're out there? Did y'all experience what's the course where like you can sit out? I mean, they all have amazing places to sit and, you know, grab a post round drink and just look out on the course. But what is it? Is it Spanish Bay or something that has that patio where the guy comes out with the bagpipes at the end?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we stayed. We stayed at Spanish Bay, which turned out to be, I thought, the right choice. Now we didn't stay at the lodge, but at the Pebble Beach Lodge.
Right.
But I don't know how it could have gotten any better. I mean, the Spanish Bay was an incredible setup. You know, they had the bagpiper who came out each night, but the patio phenomenal, and you know, Spanish Bay's link style, and it's just a pretty view out over the water, watching the sunset, and the setup they have there is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Did you have anybody take you up on your tee times, or was it just the 2 of you?
It was just us. We I'm trying to think. We played
Well, at Pebble,
go ahead.
no, I was gonna say at Spyglass it was just us, but at Pebble, you know, it's foursomes pretty much the whole time. And we ended up playing with a guy from Tennessee and a guy from the Hollywood area. They were doing a 40th birthday party for somebody. They were out there. The guy from Hollywood was he was a screenwriter for some of the TV dramas that are out there, like Chicago Hope or something like that. I don't know. And the Tennessee guy was like an insurance guy like me. So they were hackers, but they were fun.
Robby, we need to make sure they have our cell phones, so the next time they plan a trip and they don't have extra people coming, we'll
Absolutely.
lots.
Yeah, we won't talk insurance or movies. So, well, not the ones that we're writing. Are there caddies at Pebble? Is that right?
Yeah, so we had a caddy. Our caddy, I think I don't remember if it was 21 or 27 years he had been there. I didn't love him, I'll have to say. I didn't love him.
I thought he was great. He was great. Robby,
I like the other guys.
He was great.
The other guy's caddy would have been more my style. You know, David had to have a talk with me after the 6th hole. He was like, "Hey, man, the guy had given me what I thought was some bad yardages, and told me to hit some bad. I mean, didn't tell me to hit bad shots, but just didn't give me the information I felt like I needed to be playing a course like that I had never seen before." And so I got pretty upset. And Dave was like, "Hey, man, like, you need to calm down. Like, you've been playing golf your entire life, and you're letting this guy tell you what to hit. He doesn't know how far you hit the ball or whatever." He goes, "The only advice you need to take from him is on the green. When he gives you a yardage, you pull the club that you want to hit and you hit it." And he goes, "Plus you just paid a boatload of money. It's sunny for the first time we've been here, and it's gorgeous. Like, just enjoy the walk." I was like, all right. And I kind of settled down after that.
Yeah.
Wayne, any commentary on that?
Marcus has a tendency to be a little bit high strung at times in certain golfing situations. And so kudos to Marcus, though, for letting David kind of talk him off the ledge and just enjoying the walk. What great advice, right?
Yeah, well, when Marcus gets around caddy golf, he kind of turns into a different player.
That's not even
it's-
true. I don't even know what it means.
That's true. I think he feels like the caddy has some sort of connection. Whereas if Marcus were to play his best game, he might get invited to some sort of like Q school somewhere or something. So Marcus gets too amped up and just doesn't he just got to enjoy it.
Here's
It's
the
like
deal.
Jordan Spieth.
Here's the deal. The deal is, I just made a lot of money. I may never get back to play Pebble again, and I just want to play well. And the caddy screwed it up for me. He screwed it up.
No, it was good.
That's fun. That's fun. It is always the caddy's fault.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah.
I will say this about it: Pebble Beach, was better than advertised. If any, that sometimes you play golf at a course and it's built up, and you're like, you know what, that it was good, but it wasn't what I've played other places that were just as good. I played a lot of good courses. We all have. Pebble was beyond my expectations. It was that good. It was that good.
It's phenomenal.
I would run back there in a second and pay and pay.
With the same caddy or?
With
No,
this-
I would go with the.
caddy.
I would
I
go
thought
with
the
the
caddy
other
was
caddy.
great.
I
thought
would
he
request someone different.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is everything you want. I mean, just walking, you can't not take your eyes off the view. I mean, you try to concentrate on your golf, but I mean, it is everything Dave said. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Does TV do it justice? I've been there. I've not played it, but only seeing a handful of holes just from near the 18th and stuff. Is TV do it justice?
I don't think you can get a good perspective of just how high up that cliff is that Jordan Spieth hit that shot from. I mean, when you get on the other side of that cliff and you're looking back and you're like, yeah, I don't know that I'd have hit that shot. I don't know that I'd have done it.
There was no way I would have done it. I mean, I think we got to within 12 feet of that cliff, and I didn't want to get any closer. I mean, I don't know how he hit that shot.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
His caddy probably told him what club to use.
Yeah, his caddy was probably
no, there's reports. His caddy told him not to do it.
Oh.
Now, what was great about that hole is on my second shot, I hit a 3-wood to go over that ravine and land up there toward the green, but that did not happen. My ball went into the ravine, and so I just had the easy walk around it and just dropped on the other side, which is what they want you to do. Normally I wouldn't do it, but pace of play, we have to keep the other golfers in mind.
Yeah. Well, how many guys are in y'all's normal group that when y'all get together when Wayne does come and accept the invitation, how many guys are together, and maybe what are some of the favorite spots or places that you've played? I do remember one trip where Wayne's growing a mustache and he said, I'm about to dye this thing and jump on a plane to go to Atlantic City. So, and he might've been wearing that shirt too. But who all's in your group, or how many guys are in your group, and what are some of the cool places you've played?
Robby, we've had, generally speaking, about 8, but we've had a revolving. I mean, over 28 years, you're going to gain some and lose some. And so we've had a variety of people who've played a few rounds here and there with us. Most of our golf over the last 28 years has been at the Grand Strand. A ton of North Myrtle Beach golf. We've also played the mountains a fair amount. I say a fair amount, nothing compared to what we played at the beach, but we played a little bit of the mountains. And now, we jump back and forth. I go to Greenville and play with Marcus. He comes down here. Marcus can be a golf snob when it comes to courses a little bit. I'm not a golf snob. I will play Sedgewood today if it were still open. And so we'll play about anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm
a golf snob. Yeah. I just joined the course that's literally across the street from me, and I'm not happy about it, but it's the only place that I can go just get some swings in the afternoon. I'm going to play Sage on Sage Valley on Thursday, and I was like, you know what? I need to get my game better, so I need to go play. So I joined this course, and it's I mean, it's a goat track, and I would never tell anybody where I'm a member because I don't really want them to know.
No,
I'm a
we won't,
T-box
we won't
snob.
ask.
I'm a T-box snob. If the T-box isn't manicured right, I want nothing to do with that course.
Or if the tees are pointing this way and the hole's going that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. David's got some of the best golf. I mean, up in Philly, New Jersey, up in that Pennsylvania area. Like I go up there, I try to go up there once a year and play golf with him, and it's different than down here. Grass is green, it's fescue. I mean, it's really, really pretty. Greens are always fast, and they got good golf up there for sure.
Any favorite places to play at the beach, since y'all go there enough?
Farmstead was one we all liked.
Got a par 6.
That's
Or
gone
six.
now, right? That's gone,
Yeah, it's
right?
gone. They sold
really?
that. Yeah. They're building houses on it now.
We liked Heather Glen. That's gone.
Heather again, yeah, that's gone. We like River's Edge. I mean, River's Edge was always good, except the one year we got there after, somebody said we probably shouldn't go there in our group, and someone was president that year, and we roll up there and the greens were all torn up, and we had to go play somewhere different. But typically River's Edge. I like Tidewater. Tidewater's a good course. Wayne?
I love River Oaks. River Oaks has a special place in my heart over there by the Waccamaw Outlet Mall. Is it still open? Am I calling the course right? Is it River Oaks?
It's River Oaks. Yeah, they got 27 holes. It's still open.
It's the Ida and the Bear.
The Ida and the Bear. Yeah.
And I parred a whole hole with my 5-iron over there.
No. That was Angel's Trace.
You sure?
Which is also gone.
Yeah, Angel's Trace is gone. I thought it was Angel's Trace. It might be a River Oaks, but he played a whole hole with his 5-iron.
And a
Your
part
golf course, and you might be closing soon, or maybe you want to close soon. Just invite these guys over. Apparently, they're shutting courses down. So it's the only one they played.
Heads up, Pebble.
We love Gator Hole and Robbers Roost. I think they're both gone now, right, Marcus?
That's correct. Yep, they used to hit balls over at Gator Hole. Yep. Waterway Hills also gone, and Fire Stick. Fire Stick is gone.
Azalea Sands.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
What your favorite places were, not the ones that you've shut down. We got all courses that don't exist.
It's like, please don't book us. Yeah.
My favorite course down there is Burning Ridge.
Yeah, well, Marcus shot 69 at Burning Ridge one day.
Yep.
Me and Marcus and my dad. It was just the 3 of us, right?
No, Stephen Dinkins was there.
All right, but my whole job that day was to ride around that course and just keep my dad out of Marcus's way, because about 8 holes in, you sensed that something really special was brewing, and it was pretty dang special to watch a guy who, I mean, where were you at the time? Legit, like a 5 or 6 handicap?
I was probably a 3.
Okay,
but I had never shot under par.
But to shoot 69, that was an awesome day.
Yeah.
Your dad wasn't trying to be a caddy for him, was he? I hear that's a bad idea.
He wasn't, but he was slightly oblivious to what was going on.
Yeah.
He was still doing the thing. You know how
hey, you got a no-hitter going.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know how old guys say things, Robby, like you hit a green, but you're 1,000 yards from the pin, and they're like, "You're dancing," that sort of thing. And so I was just trying to keep him out of the way, let Marcus finish.
Yeah. I think the backside was fun for me because I was trying to keep it together, just trying to be normal, and watching Wayne like, "Go ahead and hit, Dad. Just go ahead and hit. Just get out of the way. Just go stand over there by the tree. Just go away." That was more fun than no, it probably wasn't, but it was fun watching that.
All right. So you talked about maybe some competitive things going on. What's it like? You say you're sitting back at the cabin or at the in the clubhouse after a round, arguing over what the scores were, who owes who what. how competitive are you guys? How do y'all play? And who typically comes out on top?
It's a unique group. I mean, when I say it's a unique group, I don't know that there's many kind of like our group. I mean, there may be, but we've always talked about, had we had somebody follow us over the 25 years we've done this, we would have a lot of good content to put out there. It's really competitive. Back in the day before, cell phones and all that, we would call each other on the phone weeks leading up, and we started off with a point system, and then we got into the handicap system. And so now everybody's got to log their rounds, and everybody's got to have a legitimate handicap. Before we go on the golf weekend, we stop it a week before, so everybody will know what their handicap is. And we have a trophy. David's put together books with write-ups from years past, and videos, and we've had some guys that will it gets interesting. You get in the heat of the moment, and it's like, I mean, I can move that ball a little bit. Nobody's really, I mean, we got a few of those, as most groups do. So you argue more about that. We have guys who've been playing golf their whole life, and they get in a situation, they go, well, I mean, what do I do here? It's like, well, you know what the rule is. I mean, it's so yeah, it's competitive. It's real competitive.
Yeah, there's a point system. I know Wayne is big into it. They play this thing called Nifties, Jazzes, Woodies. It's like a Sandy, all these different things. And that's typically where the arguments come from, because you got to keep up with these dots. For example, there's something called a Woody. And anytime your golf ball hits a tree or a branch or anything, and you make par, that's worth a dot. Right. And a dot could be worth $3 or $5 or whatever. And everybody in the group has to pay it. But you'll see, I mean, a guy will hit a tee shot 265 yards and barely hit a leaf. There's a 5-minute argument over, did it hit the leaf or not? And is that a Woody? Is it a leaf okay, or is a wood okay? But we have a guy in our group, Stephen Dinkins, who his penmanship is second to none. We always have to go back to him. He's the slowest golfer in the group, but he does keep a very nice scorecard, and we usually go back to his version of what happened. But it does get contentious from time to time. Who comes out on top? I don't know. Wayne Pody Boy comes out on top a lot after he's getting beat all day. And Stephen Dinkins will do it too. He'll eagle or something on 18 hole and walk away with $100 or $200 or something. It's ridiculous.
Robby, I think the one common denominator, though, is that everybody's wife thinks that we're all nuts.
Yeah.
The wives think it's all crazy, and it is. I mean, we've had some guys tangle. We've had some near fist fights. We've had just all sorts of drama. You can't make it up, but that's what makes it so much fun.
Sounds like y'all need a very low budget, full swing documentary going for your next round. And Jonathan and I will come out and just film it. We'll get interviews from different guys. We'll be off in the woods filming stuff, and we'll document it all and put it together for you.
It'll be like The Office. You guys will
yeah.
whether or not it's a Woody, will be like, yeah, here's the shot where he hit it directly off a tree. Tell them.
Yep. So when's the next trip?
We don't have anything. We don't have anything in the works right now. These boys took last year off for Pebble, and we don't have anything on the calendar.
Okay. Well, let us know. We'll come document it for you.
No
Get
one's
some
going with
backstories.
Marcus. No one's going with Marcus the Sage on Thursday.
No, I met a guy up here, and we're having lunch one day, and he played golf at Furman, and he was like, "Yeah, me and the owner at Sage are best friends," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
He's canceled on Marcus twice, by the way.
Yeah, he has canceled twice. But so he called me up the other day and said, "Hey, we're going." I was like, "All right." And then we didn't go. And then he said, "Hey, we're going." And then we didn't go. And now we're going Thursday.
It's good. The snow.
Have you played there before?
I'm not. The only other time I was supposed to play there was a maintenance day. I was supposed to ride in like one of the maintenance carts with my bag just flopping along the back, and that got rained out. And that was like 4 or 5 years ago. So no, I've never been able to play it.
Wayne, did you tell him to wear his Crocs?
Help me, the Crocs. Why? 'Cause you can't change your shoes in the parking lot.
Well, you're not supposed to change your shoes in the parking lot, but we is somebody that in our group of friends here that told the story. So anytime you're there while you're out playing golf, you change in the locker room, leave your shoes in the locker room, and unbeknownst to him, the guy in there, the shoe shine guy, will come around, grab your shoes, and shine them. He said he came back with the shiniest pair of Crocs that you could ever imagine.
That's amazing.
So, you got any
Just as a
dress
heads
shoes
up.
that need spiffing up? Why don't you wear those on Thursday?
Yeah, I'll wear something. I'll wear something in bad shape.
Yep.
And they do have caddies. I don't know if you get to like hand them a white. I don't know if you get to like hand them a rose, like do an elimination. Like how would you for one and asking that same question down the road? So
Well, I think the plan is I think I'm playing with one of the owners, so I'm just gonna go and enjoy myself. I'm gonna be real courteous.
Jonathan, there's a caddy. He's not going to do that.
What's intimidating?
Up.
What's intimidating? You're standing there on the driving range, and you see all the caddies in a group back behind, just looking at all the guys as they're warming up, duffing balls everywhere, and they're picking like who's going to play the worst in this group, and who do I have to go grab their bag for? So have fun.
Yeah.
All right, so Wayne, you kind of maybe alluded to this earlier, but everybody knows in golf knows the name John Van de Velde, right? So, what's the biggest John Van de Velde choke job story? I imagine if y'all are competitive, you're analyzing every shot out there. Has there ever been like a in the bag, gonna win the thing, and just blow up?
So yeah, so it's happened.
3 of them.
And it's happened several times. The most noteworthy, though, was a guy who is no longer in our group, but used to be in our group, was 5 shots up going into the 54th hole. Marcus, am I right about that?
That's correct.
What the last hole?
18 at River's Edge, which is a magnificent par 5 if you ever played it. Marcus was involved in the drama. The rest of us were just kind of watching. So I would love to hear Marcus tell that story because it was fascinating to watch it unfold.
Yeah, so I'm 5 shots back. And in my head, I'm going, okay, I'm going to just try and birdie this hole just to see what kind of pressure I can put on. And if you played River's Edge, which sounds like y'all have, it's kind of a dogleg right. It's kind of weird tee shot. And so I think I teed off first and hit a really nice drive. Well, this gentleman's he's left-handed, so which makes this shot even more fascinating. But he hits the ball dead right, like almost 90 degrees right into the woods, and I'm like, well, maybe I got a chance. So we find this ball. He tries to hit it again instead of just kind of. It probably would have. You're far enough along where you just maybe pull that shot out, maybe not do anything stupid. So he hits it again, hits a tree. His third shot, he hits it into the fairway. He's still behind me, so he chips up. I think it's 4. I'm 223 out, and it's kind of got a little island green. And I'm not at that time of my life. I wasn't a very good long iron player. So I'm going, okay, if I can hit 3 iron with a nice little fade, maybe I can put some pressure on him. So he hits 4, there's a little creek that runs across, like if you want to hit to the safe side. Well, he hits 4, maybe 4. He hits it into that water trying to be safe. I hit mine over the green. I'm on the back side of the green. And I told him in the woods after his third shot, I was like, man, don't do this. I'm trying to be supportive. I'm like, don't do this. You're fixing to make a huge mistake. And after
you were being a caddy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I hit it on the green, or I hit it just off the green, and the pin was actually in a little mound. And we've got video of it still today. And so he finally gets it on, and I've got a long putt, almost the length of the green, baby. And I knock it up there. I'm on the side of the hill. He ends up having like a 4 or 5 footer. I make mine for birdie. He's got to make his for whatever it was to tie me, and he missed it. And so I win. And then he throws his putter in the marsh. So, you know, and the bad part about that is, you know, your friends, they don't know where to clap. They don't know what to do. You don't know what to do because, I mean, dude's got it in the bag and you just kind of, it's hard to celebrate. But I mean, we figured out a way, but he had a rough night that night for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh man.
So if he had birdied or won that hole, how many woodies would that have counted?
Well, yeah, he won a lot of money that day.
Hey, Jonathan, this guy's been playing golf too for a while, and he was okay. I don't think he ever lost a golf ball. He would always miraculously find his ball.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Sometimes he'd hit it in the mud somewhere, and the ball would be clean when he got there. Dude was unreal. I don't think he ever lost the ball, Wayne. We used to have to go hunt him down, track him down. Look at Wayne; he's getting uncomfortable now. But I think we had to follow him around the course a lot. But you know.
Oh, and then I have to say, then one year we go to the back nine. I got a 9-shot lead and had a Snicker bar and a Diet Pepsi, which is kind of against my mantra, and completely lost my swing. And I battled through 17, I think, and then yeah, that was it. So I lost a 9-shot lead on the backside and was cruising, playing really well.
The best part about that story though was when the gentleman who won that year would crush Marcus about how he came from behind 9 shots on the back. Marcus would never admit that the guy actually reeled him in. Marcus would always say, "But I lost my swing."
Yeah.
As if like, "But I got the flu."
I mean, hey, it happens, right?
It happens. That's awesome. That's awesome. So of all y'all's trips, what's been the best shot y'all have ever seen? I don't know if each of you have a different answer for that. Is there something that stands out? I mean, I already heard about Wayne's par, hole-in-one par there.
But the best shot I ever saw, and Marcus, you'll have to fill me in on where we were, but it was the day I think you came from behind the Warlock year where you wrote your little face on that ball and hit it. You stoned it from how far was that?
Well, the funny story was the year after what we call the choke and shallot, which is the story I just told. It was the very next year. And the backstory on that was I was up going into 17, made an error, and I actually hooded a chip. It went long. And the thing about that is I made a really long putt coming back, and Wayne and whoever he was with, all I remember was them riding, because at this point they were done. They were just watching. And so I lost the lead on 17 and they rode behind the green and they were laughing at me. And I just remember watching them laugh and I was like, yeah. So I go to the next hole, I write Warlock on my ball. Stephen Dinkins takes a picture of it. And again, this is no lie. I had another shot from 223 yards. And so I had a hybrid 2-iron, and won it that year by one. Stoned it, yeah.
Stoned it. That was 2011, by the way.
That was 2010, 2011 back-to-back champ.
Man, congratulations.
Yeah.
David, how about you? Any shots that you remember?
I remember multiple shots in a sand trap. All these guys can testify to that. I've never had a magic. Well, you know what? I take it. Well, it wasn't one particular shot for me. I've been on this trip for 20 years. And I never won golf weekend champion. I was never champion. It wasn't even close. They used to wait for me. I would play. This is a 54-hole tournament, stroke play. So, if you got a 15, you got a 15. And I'd be humming along. and everything's fine. Oh, well, look at David. Look at David. But they all knew it was coming. And it was just this moment, and it could be on hole 8 of the tournament or hole 12 of the tournament. But when I got into a certain situation, mostly a sand trap, it was over. I would usually put up a 14 or a 15. And so that was it. But the last full golf weekend I won, Wayne was playing very consistent golf, and I held him off. I just wasn't missing. I was hitting greens in regulation and just doing my thing. And I don't remember any one great shot from that, but I just played so consistent that year that I got really pumped up about it.
And won it on a great golf course. It was one of the Cliffs courses. Which one was it, Marcus?
Cliffs Falls.
Cliffs Falls. Great spot to conclude that and win it.
Yeah.
That was probably, out of all of our golf weekends, that was probably one of the best combinations of golf that we had. We played the Reserve, we played the Cliffs, and we played Walker Course.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So my game travels to the nicer courses, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Marcus, the scribe for your group, because every time you guys can't remember what happened, you're like, "Is that right, Marcus?"
Yeah. Yeah. I started
Marcus knows what he
weekend.
hits on certain
I started
holes.
this golf weekend back in '97, so I keep a pretty good memory of. I mean, when we started, it was two golf weekends a year, and we would get down there on Thursday. We'd play a round on Thursday, 2 rounds on Friday, 2 rounds on Saturday, a round on Sunday, and go home twice a year. And then,
Then Marcus got a girlfriend, and then he quit.
which is absolutely not true. I've never missed a golf weekend. So I remember a lot about our golf weekends.
That's
we got a guy, we have a trophy that's got everybody's name listed on it. We got a guy that's got an asterisk by his name because there it is right there.
Oh,
he's got an asterisk by his name because he was maybe not truthful about his scores. And after the golf weekend, we're headed home, and a couple of guys were riding in his car, and they opened up his glove box and found a list of golf scores that nobody knew about. and so we put an asterisk by his name on the trophy.
Wow. And it will live forever. At some point, you're gonna have to add that second layer to the trophy there.
Yeah, new tier. You got to put a new tier on that.
Yep. Very nice. So Wayne, you hold it. Maybe are you the reigning champion?
I am no, Dave. I hold it because I never got it engraved. But David is the reigning champion.
Yeah, I've been waiting for it, Robby. Been a while.
Well, I mean, Wayne's got a guy for everything. I thought he would have an engraver or something too.
Nah, we don't have that.
I need to work on.
I think he was a little bitter about that he lost.
My first one in 25 years, and I can't even.
He won't even get it to you. Yeah,
ridiculous.
That wouldn't happen with other trophies, but
nope.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got this thing we call a quick 9. We'll just kind of do a round table real quick, little rapid fire questions. You can answer quick. You can expand on your answer there, but I'll start. So, and maybe Pebble's the answer. What's your favorite all-time course that you've played?
Pebble
and Baltusrol, but Pebble.
My favorite, Jonathan, I heard the conversation the other day, the gentleman saying that he had never played Cabo. And I was wondering where you had played in Cabo. I played a course in Cabo, a Jack Nicklaus course called Palmilla. That was absolutely incredible. That would be my top course. Where did you play when you were in Cabo?
I have no idea. It was a trip, and they said you could show up downstairs at 8:30. There'll be a car. And then once we got to breakfast tacos, the rest of my day was spent. We had an ocean and breakfast tacos. That was what I remember most about that day. It was a beautiful course. I think, did you play the one that was basically on the edge of a cliff?
This whole thing felt like it flowed from the mountains, and you were playing down to the ocean and then back up. I can't remember exactly where it was, but
I saw probably 3 or 4 courses just around in the area. And man, if you could plan a trip to Cabo, 3 or 4 of them, they were all spectacular. And of course, you're usually around top-notch, housing facilities. So the hotels and everything else are nice. They're, I mean, all the way top-notch, and breakfast tacos. Like, I mean, you know how great that is.
Wayne, maybe your 50th birthday trip, you can invite those guys and y'all can go down there.
There you they got a few years on me. I got
Burris and Ridgeway covered
It's
trip,
still-
guys.
Yeah, Wayne.
Dave and I'll be
expenses
playing the
paid.
yellow team. We'll be playing
I
the
like
yellow
what
team by
Robbie's.
then.
I like what Robbie's spinning here.
I like it.
All right. So which is more annoying? And I'm really excited about Marcus's answer to this. The slow group in front, bad range balls, air-rated greens, or three putting the 18th.
Ooh.
This was
The
a
slow
Golf
group.
Digest question today.
The slow group in front of us can't deal with it.
Do you hit into them?
There's been an occasion or two where I'll get frustrated enough where I'll just let them know we're back there.
Marcus, he'll do this thing where he kind of, puffs his chest out on the tee box and gets wide and, stares them down.
Jonathan, if I might, take you to number 16 at Beach Creek.
This is not a true story at all.
This is an absolute true story. Beach
This is
Creek,
not
number
a true story
16.
at all.
Me and Marcus, a couple other guys were playing, and there are what appear to be some really barrel-chested, probably Shaw Air Force Base pilots who are up on the green on 16. And they're playing a little bit slow, and Marcus is on the tee box waiting on him, and he says kind of just loud enough for it to carry across the water. He says, "Would you hit your freaking ball?" And it carries across the water, and one of those barrel-chested pilots turns around and bows up and says, "What'd you say?" Marcus says, "Nothing." We just stood there and waited on those boys. And that was the last exchange we had with them.
We actually talked to them in the parking lot.
That's a true story.
That's a true story.
Thank you for your service, guys.
Yeah. Now play faster.
That's fun.
I hate three jack in the 18th, but it happens more often than not.
Slow players. I'd rather play on air-rated greens than deal with the slowness.
Yeah. Yep. Who's y'all's all-time favorite golfer to watch? Pro golfer.
Growing up, I was a big Payne Stewart and Greg Norman guy as a kid, but I like Jordan Spieth. He's my favorite golfer right now.
I was a big Greg Norman fan. I mean, Greg was my guy. Obviously Tiger. I love Tiger, but I mean, early years, Greg for sure.
I'm definitely, Robbie, as you know, a Kevin Na guy. It's mostly because the odds are generally 5,000 to 1 on DraftKings for any major. I guess he doesn't get to play many majors anymore, but so I'm a Kevin Na guy. I've been a Kevin Na guy for a while.
And if Wayne were to win it, he'd probably break even.
That's true.
Yep. You hope Kevin's walking in some putts for you. I gotcha.
All right. I think we already know Marcus's answer. What is your best golf score?
I shot an 82 once at Hidden Creek, place up here near Atlantic City.
I shot 75 on a par 70, I believe, which was Kramer Mountain Country Club up in outside of Gastonia, North Carolina. I think that's my best round. Lightning in a bottle.
Marcus, yours was the 69, right?
Yeah, mine was 69. Yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be fun.
Yeah. All right. So you said you like nice courses. How much, I'm guessing maybe you haven't played it because you didn't say this was your favorite course. How much would you pay to play around at Augusta? National, not the Muni.
Am I married or not married?
Ooh.
Like right now,
Current state.
Current state.
I'd pay $750.
$750?
Yeah.
I'd probably pay $2,000.
I'm with Marcus on that, and I was going to go higher than that. I would probably try to come up with somewhere between $2,000 and $5,000 if that's what it costs.
Go ahead.
It would clearly be a one-time deal. Like, all right, I'm playing this
Yeah.
for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, and then I'm never playing again.
Yeah.
I'm going to join Marcus's golf course just so I can get my game a little bit better if I'm going to go play the national.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
David and I talked about this after Pebble. Like I said, if we had played both, obviously we've never played Augusta. I'd have a hard time if given the option, just visually, not picking Augusta over Pebble to go back out there and play there again.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I'd save the 2,000, play Pebble, Spanish Bay, and Whistling Straits.
Yeah, Whistling's on my list.
And then be done.
We don't normally do this, but Robby, what's your answer to that?
How much I'd pay?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I don't know. $1,000. We're still working on the media credentials at some point.
I'm shocked at Wayne's answer. I'm shocked at Wayne's answer to the 2,000 though. I gotta admit. I mean, he'll look at any golf shirt, like Peter Millar or whatever, be like, well, they want what? And if it's not under $30, he won't buy the golf shirt.
And everything's made in the same factory, just so
and it's like the guy, he buys used golf balls and egg crates from a guy in
Garden City.
And now he's telling me he's going to spend $2,000 to play. This guy's irons are from 1994. He plays with a Dunlop golf bag. I don't. And now he's saying he's going to pay $2,000. I'm actually baffled.
He's playing king snakes. Oh me, yeah. I mean, Wayne just called me a couple weeks ago and was like, "Hey man, I need to get some golf pants. Why don't you give me some good ideas?" So we were on the phone for 30 minutes and I was telling him what I thought he should buy. And then he texted me and was like, "I know you're gonna be mad. I just got me some PGA Tour pants, $32."
They're the best.
He got the two Schlesinger Walter Hagen deal at Dick's.
Yes, he did.
Those didn't fit right. I did go to Dick's and I tried on the Walter Hagen. They didn't fit right.
Oh me.
So
That's great.
All right, who's the well, maybe we don't want to ask these names. Well, how about of the three guys, who's the best golfer in your group?
But this is close right now.
Of just the three of us, or in our group?
You decide. Y'all decide.
In our group, it's Tom Parker.
Yeah.
The three of us, historically, that's pretty easy. Right now, I'd probably, Wayne's plays well. David plays a lot of golf.
I would say, I don't know. Match play, I'll go up against anybody. I'm fine with it. The problem is stroke play for me.
Yeah.
Because I will blow up. So I need match play. I'm a match play guy, specialist, if you will.
Robby, here's the thing about our group that is interesting. There are a couple of guys who will remain nameless who I could go out right now and play straight up and beat them by 15 shots and somehow lose money when it's over. And I don't know how that happens, but it happens over and over and over. They just know how to amp the bet up when the time comes. And so we got some of that. So there's two divisions: pure ball strikers, and then guys who know how to hit which shot at the right time.
They know how to play a shot off a tree and get that little dot.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, the opposite of that, hopefully it's not the same guy, but who's the worst golfer in your group?
Ooh. Grayson's got a championship. I mean,
Great. Hey, Grayson, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
Grayson's my brother. I would.
Oh, well, Bino.
Oh yeah, Bino. Yeah, Bino.
It's
Love
Bino.
you, Bean, but it's Bino. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Yeah.
Wayne doesn't look like you want to answer on this one.
No, it is. I'll say this. My law partner Hank has really kind of taken the game up recently, and Ryan, Rob, you probably remember me telling Ryan Hudson this as a golfer who's just trying to figure it out, or maybe doesn't have an interest in figuring it out, just wants to be with the guys. It's just like, if you're gonna suck fast. And I'll say Bino gets the attitude award. He's always got a smile on his face, and he's always having a great time, and he's always fun to have around. And so, yeah, that's half the battle if you're not a great golfer, is just suck fast.
There you
Yeah.
go. Keep it moving. Pace of play.
Yep.
All right. Who's the best? We've heard one story. Who's the best club thrower? You don't have to name names if it's the one you would reference, but anybody snap hook one and toss a driver?
I still have a 3-wood at the beach somewhere.
In a tree.
It was in the I threw it in the river. I've thrown some putters. We played at that one place at Rock Hill. The ranger was right there. I didn't see him. I was like stroke 7 in the trap, and I threw my club. I don't know. I've probably thrown it more than anybody.
I don't really throw. I value my clubs, so I don't throw them. I mean, I have broken a wedge because I can't chip anymore. So
Wayne tried to throw his club once and sliced his fingers off.
Yeah, that was on 16 green at the Walker course. Robbie, I broke my putter over my knee after missing a 4-footer, and it took the broken shaft in to throw it out into Lake Hartwell. And when I did, it came through my hand. Put very little thought into this, and so my badge of courage though was when I finished 17 and 18. I had blood running down all of my grips that I had played with on those final 2 holes.
And then somehow Marshall says, "What happens to your hand?"
Yeah,
it's okay.
So did you ask the boy if he'd clean your club heads as well as your?
No, and there was no trash for the blood on the grips.
That's right. There's no dots for that.
Although maybe we should think that up. If you can cover your grips in blood, and it's got to be some dots on the stick here.
The bloody. Yep.
So hopefully your buddies will be listening to this, so this could turn into a whole nother fight the next time you guys play. You get a call from the National. You don't have to pay $2,000, Wayne, just to make sure we're going to be clear on that. And you can bring 3 more people. Who are your 3?
And why don't we say present company excluded, so you don't feel the pressure of inviting Jonathan and myself or any of the other guys.
Yeah, I've got a place you can stay if you want to come. If you play the National, I'm here in town, so
He does not have access to the course though.
So Jonathan, I hate to answer it like this, but David's already alluded to how cheap I am. I probably am selling those other 3 spots to the highest bidder.
Well, in that case, give me a call.
You got $2,000. You might be in that force.
I'm there. I think do you have a charity I could donate to so I can get a tax write-off?
Maybe.
So you're not
Who'd you
going
guys
to
take?
Marcus, who are you taking?
So if it's just the people that live close by, it would be Lil, Wayne.
No, you can't invite him. He's on the thing.
Oh, he's on the
He's
call.
selling his ticket even if you did. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so those that aren't on the call would probably be Pony Boy, my brother, and probably DK Sistar.
Okay, that's fair.
How about you, Dave?
I don't know. I'm struggling here. I was kind of thinking outside the box here and just kind of I was thinking about going with like a celebrity or something like that, or like, bring somebody like that. But
CPG.
yeah, that's right. No, but I'd probably, with the collection of group that we have here, I know, I think Grayson would appreciate it. Dale, Tom Parker would appreciate it. So be my 3.
Very nice.
I would say Pony Boy, but he plays enough nice courses for free.
Yep. Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun. We really appreciate y'all doing this. Jonathan, we talk all the time, and I don't know if y'all listened or heard, but like the whole point of all this is being able to tell great golf stories, right? And kind of like you're just sitting around the clubhouse and getting to share these stories, and it's really cool that y'all been playing together for a really long time, and hope it keeps going. Hope y'all find some really cool places and get to go experience some great things. And figure out these points things and all the dots and stuff like that. And maybe it'll be a place with no caddies, so you don't have any frustrations there. But Jonathan, any closing thoughts on our time with these guys?
Yeah, I think like you said, I mean, it's rare. I can think of probably 3 or 4 guys that I've been friends with, not as long as you all. I'm going to say I'm a little bit younger, but still just folks that you get to enjoy life with. And it's probably even better whenever you get to enjoy fun trips. And after 28 years, I think Robby and I, the first turn at the NCI tournament, and no one was NCI. Yeah. It was probably what, 2009, 2010. So we're coming up on 13 years hanging out together. And
Awesome.
maybe 10 years from now, we'll get to have some stories about how we've been playing golf as long as you guys have. And hopefully we'll find a time and place where we can all get together. Maybe not Sage Valley, but we'll find a place somewhere that we can all get together and razz each other. I'm not sure about the scoring system. That makes me a little nervous, but I'm willing to give it a try. I hit a lot of trees. So if I can hit trees and save par, maybe I'll end up lucky.
Yeah.
You just got to work on that saving par thing.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, guys, we really appreciate it. I'll close this out here, but for Jonathan, for Marcus, David, and Wayne, this is Robby, and this has been the Whole Story Podcast. Y'all have a good one.